Good evening, everybody. Blessed Sunday to you all, whether you're on the Zoom or you are watching us live on Facebook. Maybe you're watching this later on when somebody sent it to you, but good evening. So, as AJ just said to you guys, my name is Lena. My name is Lena Kawalia. I am 32 years old. I'm a mother of two. I've got a 9-year-old boy and a 4-year-old boy. I am an entrepreneur, successful entrepreneur, and I've been self-employed with this business for the last 7.5 years old. So I have actually been using these products for nearly 8 years now. I've been using the products. My mum and dad have been using the products. I absolutely love them. They've saved our lives.
Can I actually ask you?
I don't even know.
You know, you've been in the business. You've been using the products for nearly 8 years. But
Yeah.
what is your background? What is your professional background?
So I was a primary school teacher.
Okay.
I was a primary school teacher. I used to teach year 2 and at one point I taught year 6.
Wow. Okay.
Cool. That was hard work. But yes, I was a primary school teacher. I joined the business in the year that I qualified as a teacher. So I actually trained. I was training as a trainee when I came across the business and I qualified whilst I was in the business. So that's my background. I was actually in teaching. I wasn't in any kind of health field. You know, I worked with 7-year-olds. So the most we knew was Peppa Pig telling us fruits and vegetables to keep you alive. You know, that's about it. So
I have a 9-year-old, you know, and I can imagine being a school teacher. Honestly, I take my hat off to the school teachers that, you know, I'm blessed because I can just say, hey, school teacher, there you go.
Yeah.
You look after him. You look after him.
Back in full form. Yeah. So I did that one. And now I'm on the other side. Obviously, I've not taught for a while. And I really appreciate teachers. As much as I was one, I don't, you know, when you're in the job, it's your passion. You just do it. You love kids. You love education. So I don't think I ever really truly appreciated what I was doing and the impact it had on these kids until I left. And obviously my children as well, being with them day to day, I'm like, oh my God, these kids are they're not easy. It's a different generation.
Exactly.
Yeah, my background.
Tonight we're going to talk, you know, I mean, we know you're in the business, but tonight we want to really focus on the health part of your journey. And I want to take the audience through the beginning, the present, and the future, how your journey is. I know you have, you know, quite a few that you could share with us. You know, we can actually consolidate it into, you know, into maybe 2, 3, or 4 that, you know, you particularly want to share with us. You know, because here's the thing: people go through certain health journeys, you know, in a cloakroom, so to speak, you know, behind closed doors, and especially for I'd say probably people of color, right? There are certain things that they just don't talk about, and they don't come out of their shell because it's either as a taboo, and they don't seek the help that they actually need. You know, our company, you know, Juice Plus has been going on for 50 years. It's a well-placed, nutritional, plant-based company in the world, you know, and we help a lot of people around the world, you know. So we want to make sure and share that knowledge and awareness out there. Not so much, you know, come and buy our product, but we want to educate people about healthy living, really. You know, so through your story, let's start with what was I don't want to say what was wrong with you at the beginning. You know what I mean? You know, but
we can take it that direction. That's a very long journey. What was wrong with me?
That's a different Zoom completely. So,
very different.
Well, what health journeys, health challenges did you actually have at the beginning, you know, and how did it actually fit into your lifestyle, or not fit into your lifestyle, if you see what I mean.
Yeah, so if I take you guys, obviously I've got, like you said, there's the before, the current, and I guess the future, etc., where I'm at now. If I take you guys back, as I've said, obviously, I've been in the business 7 years. I didn't join just the business. It was the products. So for me, 7.5 years ago, when I came across the product, a friend of mine introduced me to the product. I was 25 years old and I was struggling with sciatica, and really, really chronic, severe sciatica, where I was having injections.
Wow.
I was on like 5 different tablets to stop the pain. I was on things like naproxen, cocaidomine. Like, there was so many medication that I was on, and they had so many side effects. And I think sciatica really messed me up emotionally and mentally as a mother, because at that time I was a single mom with my son. I hadn't met my husband yet. So I was basically crippled. Sciatica would leave me crippled, as in the whole left side of my body would go numb. I could not move out of bed. I was in agony, and I've got a newborn, I've got a child. So I really relied a lot on my parents until obviously the doctors diagnosed me with what was wrong, in and out of hospital. So I had things like sciatica, I had high blood pressure, which is something I'd never heard about apart from my grandma, God rest her. So my grandma, who basically raised me, I knew high blood pressure attached to the older generation, right?
Yeah.
So when my sciatica was triggered and they were checking me and everything, they were like, your blood pressure is quite high. Have you felt like something isn't right? And that's when my mom was like, actually, this girl used to just blank out. I would collapse. I would get headaches. And I would get this weird feeling in the back of my neck. I would feel dizzy. I would feel like, I'm not here. So I was somebody known in the family that I have episodes of dizziness. I have episodes of blacking out, not knowing it was actually high blood pressure, because obviously the age that I was at, that's not the first thing you would attach it to.
No, you wouldn't have thought so, would you?
Never. Yeah. And if my husband, I don't know, at some point, I'm sure he'll be happy to talk about it. When we first met and we were dating, funny enough, there was many incidents where we first met where I would just collapse at home in the kitchen, and he would have to call the ambulance and take me. And it was just my blood pressure would shoot up randomly. They didn't know why, but I was severely overweight. That's the other thing. So I was so overweight. I gained a lot of weight. Before I had my first son, I was like I was always like about a size 8 to 10 before I had him. But that was with effort. So from a young age, I'm talking probably from the age of like 6, growing up, I wasn't born here, I was born back in Uganda. Growing up, I was just the chubby child. I was always the big one, and it was like the joke of the family, and that caused a bit of a complex in me. So from quite young, I was always very conscious of weight. So I tried to maintain that weight. And when I had my son, I gained a lot of weight. And I think it definitely affected my health. I had a heart murmur. If anyone knows about heart murmurs, it's not great if it's something that starts to give you now symptoms. That was my issue. So I had quite a few problems in terms of even energy levels. My knees were hurting at that point. I was also on antidepressants at that point, because I think that the depression came from not feeling like I was able, not feeling like I could be the quality of mother that I needed to be for my son, because I was the only one for him.
Yeah.
Just sunk into this depression because of the sciatica. Guys, I'm not joking. I would literally be crippled in bed, as in I could not move. I couldn't go work. I could not pick him up. I had to wait for my dad to come and help me.
Yes, sciatica is horrible. Sciatica is I'll tell you one thing. I actually had it before, and I know we're live on social media at the moment, but I've got to tell you, it's the only time I've had a man massage a bum.
Yeah.
Because he had to punch.
They literally beat it out. Yeah, exactly. I know what you're talking about. It's kind of the deep tissue massage. It's needed. Yeah.
So I can imagine, I can understand totally what you were going through at that time.
Yeah.
Combine that with, with your weight as well. That must make created havoc with your self-esteem and so.
Horrible. I had zero self-esteem. I had zero confidence as a mother, as a woman, as a person in this world. And I was just there, and I got onto the medication in order to function and to have a job and to move and obviously look after my son. But there was a lot of side effects with that medication in terms of it made me very sleepy.
Yeah.
I wasn't as quick as I was. And obviously in teaching, I'm working with children. And at that point, I was a trainee and I'm working with children with special needs, because my specialism is children with special needs, additional needs, autism, ADHD, things like that. So it became a big problem. And actually, I lost quite a few jobs because of it, because I couldn't move. I couldn't be active with them. You know, they've got things like rebound therapy, you're jumping on trampolines. I can't do that. They're doing swimming, which, by the way, swimming is very good for sciatica, but I was in so much pain, I couldn't even think about getting into the swimming pool. So I actually lost 2 jobs because of my sciatica until I found the 3rd one. So those are some of the things that I was struggling with, things like sciatica, depression, high cholesterol, high blood pressure. And it was a very dark place to be in. And as you said, within our community, it was just like, oh, you're young, you know, it's not that serious. It's okay, you'll be fine. And it went on for years. I'm talking 2.5 years, 3 years, until I got this new job where I met my friend at work, where unfortunately I was known as a sickly person. I was just known, and thank God for the head teacher there. She was very empathetic. She understood where I was coming from. So sometimes I wouldn't turn up to work. My work hours actually had to be changed. Everyone else had to be at work for 8:30. I could come in at 9:30 because that's how long it would take me to maneuver around the house and get my son sorted out. And when my friends at work started, you know, we got close and we were talking, and she was like, what is it with you? You know, lunchtime, you're just there, you're dragging yourself. We're saying, let's walk down to the chip shop. You don't come, you're just sitting in the staff room. I was exhausted. I was drained. As in, I used to have no energy, not knowing I also had, you know, vitamin D deficiency and B vitamin deficiency. I just connected it all to the sciatica, maybe side effects of the antidepressants or the medication I was on. So I was explaining my story to her, and that's when she told me about the products. Okay. And I was like, okay, that's nice, but I've already done everything. At this point, the doctors had already given me free gym membership. I already used to have phone consultations with a dietitian free of charge. I'd never gone to the gym. I hardly spoke to this dietitian. I was blending up everything green, right? Because you think, oh, green, vegetables, let me try that. I'm blending kale, I'm blending spinach, I'm doing everything that I can. And nothing is changing in my results every time that I go back for my blood work or general tests. So when she told me about Juice Plus, I was very skeptical. I was like, no, I'm okay. I've got my juicing stuff. You know, I'm juicing, so I'll be fine. I just needed to give it a bit more time. But what really changed for me was when she sent me her website link. And at this time, as much as we're here to talk about me, I have to link my son into it because it's a very big part of my beginning journey. My 9-year-old son has got high functioning autism, right? We didn't know, considering I work with children with special needs. Maybe God are doing that for me to be in that profession and bless me with a son that I can actually support with expertise. I don't know, but he was diagnosed with high functioning autism, but at the same time, he was diagnosed with sleep apnea. If you don't know what sleep apnea is, he stops breathing in his sleep. And at the age of 2, I think by that point, he had stopped breathing. I was talking to Charity about this the other day, funny enough. He had stopped breathing 3 times. And just because of the profession that I was in, I knew CPR, I knew first aid. I've had to resuscitate my own child 3 times. Horrific. The most horrific experience of my life, especially a baby. There's a difference of trying to resuscitate an adult, an adult body, but a baby. And I thank God every day that I was able to do that. And I was, you know, skilled in that. So when she sent me her website link, and everyone at work knew about my son, and you know, we were in and out of hospital. And she said, Nina, don't be skeptical. These products are actually good for children as well. And I was like, because he was due to have an operation. We're talking about February 2015. He was due to have his operation in July. to remove his tonsils and adenoids because they were blocking his airways. So the adenoids were enlarged, he couldn't breathe. So I was like, okay, well, he's having an operation. He needs to boost up his immune system. This is interesting if I can find something that can help boost up his immune system. So funny enough, he's a big part of why I was like, let me try these products, because as much as I needed to better my health and all the diets and different nutrition plans I'd ever tried, or supplements or products, every single one of them came with a health warning: not for children, not for people on medication. If you're pregnant, no. That's all I came across. So I'd never come across something where I could take it, it will benefit me, and my child can also take it and it would benefit me. So that's how I also came across the product. But I definitely had a very long list of illnesses at that point.
Yeah, I mean, that's... I could just imagine what the mental state all through this journey would have been like, because okay, we thank God now you have the support of your husband, but being a single parent by yourself, you must think, the entire world is probably just closing up on you.
Exactly.
But God has it so good that sometimes sends us an angel, to actually, to take us out of our, dark place. I've been through, obviously not the same kind of journey, but the journey of being big, and it's a mindset thing. It's a mindset thing. They say the battle is fought and won here first. You have to make a decision that you really actually do want to make that change. And being skeptical about something, yes, skepticism. Everyone is skeptical about things, but if there's a proven track record, right, about certain things, then yes, I think people should go for it. For example, doctors will give you, in my opinion anyway, right, and we have a lot of nurses and doctors in our company. Doctors will, if you have an ailment, doctors will give you a pill or a medication or whatever it is, and they would say, go and try it out. It's not a guarantee. Go and try it out. If it doesn't work, come back, we'll give you a bigger dose of it, right? If it doesn't work, then we'll try something else. And by the way, there could be some side effects to it.
Yeah, always.
That's
if you're lucky if they tell you that part.
Yeah.
You're very blessed if they tell you, by the way, there could be side effects. Because more time you find out yourself.
Yeah. And what I love, and I'm sure it's probably the same with you, what I love about our product is all we're talking about is nutrition. Preventative medicine. We're not making any medical claims, but we're making nutritional claims. And there are no side effects because they're fruits and vegetables. They're fruits and vegetables. So yeah, I mean, the fact that it's been well documented that fruits and vegetables can actually help and reduce the risk factors of some of the ailments. Yeah, I'm sure had you probably known about this longer before, yes, it may not have cured everything, but it probably would have reduced some of the ailments that you had.
Definitely. And I think it's funny, I'll tell, because you mentioned doctors, I'll tell you a story. Once I did get onto the products, because obviously I've taken you guys back, I was able to lose 4 stone in 4 months. So physically, you could see the results.
Did you say 4 stones in 4 months?
4 stone in 4 months. I went from a size 16 to 18, and I went down to a size 12.
Wow.
And I went to my doctors through that journey because I had to regularly, obviously, go. My doctor kept saying to me, what's going on? What are you doing? Are you speaking to the dietitian? What's happening? I was like, oh no, I came across this product when I eventually get the products, because my friend obviously convinced me with my son. And I was like, no, I've been using, this product. It's amazing. I've lost weight, etc. My levels are now changing. All of a sudden, my blood pressure hasn't been an issue. I've not had a collapse or blackout or headaches. So I had really bad migraines, which I didn't know migraines are connected to high blood pressure. It was just a normal thing. Lena has migraines from a very long time. It was just a standard thing in the family. I would have my migraine medication and that's it. Lena needs to be in dark rooms, let her lie down and rest. So I was like, I've actually never felt so good in my life. And I went there and she was like, what are you doing? So I said to her, oh, I came across a product called Juice Plus. And she said to me, oh, I know Juice Plus.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, oh, you didn't tell me about that because you gave me sertraline. You told me I'm pre-diabetic. I might have to go on medication if I don't lose weight. You told me so many different things, but you prescribed me all this medication. My sciatica, I stopped. By the way, again, no medical claims, but not a single pain in the 4 months. As in, within the first couple of weeks, we're getting onto it. For me, back then, it was the berry capsules and the shakes. I did not have a single flare up. And I said, oh, why didn't you tell me? And you know what she said to me? She was like, well, it's not funded by the NHS.
Ooh.
It's not.
Ooh.
I won't lie to you.
Now, that's interesting.
And the reason I'm telling you this story is because actually eventually she joined the team. Anyway, that's another story. But yeah, so she was like, it's a bit tricky. So we had that kind of conversation. So you have to understand a lot of respect for doctors and nurses, etc. But there's certain things that are very different in the UK compared to the US maybe, or, you know, insurance-based health insurance companies or countries, right? So it might be a bit different. So when she told me that, that kind of reassured me, even though I was a bit angry because I was like, why didn't you just tell me about that? Why did you just give me like 10 tablets to take a day kind of thing? But I was like, okay, let me carry on with this journey. And it was absolutely amazing, AJ. It changed my life. These products saved me. They saved my son. He did not have that operation because when we went to the pre-op investigation, they put a camera up his nose, down his throat. His tonsils were not enlarged anymore. His adenoids were normal. He was not sleeping on the CPAP machine anymore. The bedtime alarm was going off anymore because I had an alarm on his bed. When he would stop breathing, it would automatically go off. And it was just like life just started for us. I was like, what is going on? You know, after years of struggling. So I was just elated, and that carried on for years. That carried on for probably a good 3-4 years, and we were perfectly fine. We were all okay. My son's been okay. I was okay until I got pregnant with my second son.
So let's move on because that's actually quite interesting. Right? In the sense that I've been talking to people and they say, oh, you know, Juice Plus is probably like a diet company, a weight loss company. So you lost weight, not as it wasn't your intention to start with, you know, but it was it's the side effect, if you want to use that word.
A catalyst. Let's call it a catalyst for being healthy. If you're, you know, pumping your body with 30 fruits and veg, you're eating as clean as you can, you're drinking more water, you're following the plan, guess what's going to happen? Of course, you're going to feel amazing. Your skin's going to clear up. Our body, like, do you know what I mean? These are things that our body functions on. The catalyst of all of that is going to be weight loss, right? And as much as, yes, I needed to lose weight, the first thing I needed to do was to sort out, number one, the pain that I was in, physically and mentally, because I was told, oh, okay, the product also is fruits and veg. You know, fruits and veg is also very linked into mental health, the depression that I was in, the lack of energy, not knowing I had all these deficiencies. So when I started to feel good, I was like, before I even started following the nutrition plan, I was like, oh, okay, it's a bit of a low day because I'm not going to lie to you guys, mentally, I was not that great. There was a lot of low days. And regardless of the low days, it's like physically I had more energy, like I would still get up. Whereas before, I could stay in bed all day, for days, by the way, you know, and not do anything. But it's like I couldn't stay in bed, like I had the energy. I wasn't in pain. I was so used to being in pain from the sciatica, from so many different things that I had going on that I didn't understand what was actually happening. But from there, I was like, maybe I need to look at this nutrition plan because of I'd lost a bit of weight already, but not nothing drastic. And I was like, maybe if I follow this plan, it will help me. Because again, the main issue for me was the physical pain, because then I couldn't actually be productive. They'd already told me I was overweight. That doesn't help with sciatica. You know, I needed to lose weight. That doesn't help with my blood pressure. That doesn't help with cholesterol. So I was like, okay, let me follow this nutrition plan and see how it goes as I'm taking these products. And oh my God, it went. Let's just say it went. Like I told you, 4 stone in 4 months, maintained for a good 3.5 years.
Wow. Well, Lena, we're gonna take a little break for now, and we're gonna come back to you, because now I want to know what the current is. But guys, if you're listening to us, whichever way you listen to it, here's the thing: you don't know what you don't know until somebody actually says it to you. I used to think I was overweight. Well, I used to think because I'm overweight, it's good for me because I'm a black man from Africa. I need to be big, otherwise who wants to marry a skinny man? It makes it good.
The health problems coming in. Because I was like that, in Africa as well, the woman is like, you're big, you're juicy, you're desirable, and then your knees start hurting.
Yeah, and then exactly. But also one thing I wanted to pick up on is what you said earlier on about your immune system. And because of that, right, it's just clicked in my mind where I should show some of our audience, right? Because our products are backed by science. They're NSF certified, which is a quality assurance, right? And there's a whole load of, period reviews in universities and hospitals, high-class universities and hospitals, may I add, that have been backed our product. So I just want to share that with our audience, some of the researches that have been done, and I will show one which is about the immune system, which, give me a second, I should share my screen and we can see that. Yeah. Hopefully you can all see my screen, and here we go.
Today I'm going to share the results of several clinical studies showing how the added nutrition of Juice Plus fruit and vegetable capsules can help support your immune system. The immune system is very important to staying healthy because it protects your body against external invaders, unhealthy substances such as toxins, and stimuli such as radiation or psychological stress. In short, it enables your body to distinguish between what is healthy and what is unhealthy, and to respond appropriately. There are several things we can do to strengthen our immune system, including getting enough sleep, regular exercise, reducing stress, and drinking plenty of water. But good nutrition is especially important in maintaining a healthy immune system. There is overwhelming scientific evidence that plant-based nutrition from fruits and vegetables helps support the human immune system. And there are 4 published peer-reviewed clinical studies showing specifically the effect of added nutrition from Juice Plus fruit and vegetable capsules on the immune system. These 4 studies were conducted at 4 different research institutions: Charité University Medical Center in Berlin, Germany, the Medical University of Graz in Austria, and the University of Florida and the University of Arizona in the United States. And they were conducted on 4 different types of subjects: healthcare professionals in a hospital setting, athletic men in a special police unit, young law school students, and older people. For example, a 6-month study at Charité University Medical Center in Berlin showed that Juice Plus fruit and vegetable capsules better supported the immune system in healthcare professionals at Charité Hospital compared to placebo. This study was published in the British Journal of Nutrition in 2010. In a 28-week study at the Medical University of Graz in Austria, Juice Plus fruit, vegetable, and berry plant capsules better supported several indicators of immune function compared to placebo in physically fit men who were members of a special police unit. The GRASS study was published in the prestigious Journal of Nutrition in 2007. In an 11-week clinical study conducted at the University of Florida, researchers found that Juice Plus fruit and vegetable capsules increased antioxidant capacity versus placebo, as well as strengthened immune function compared to placebo in healthy but stressed Florida law school students. This study was also published in the Journal of Nutrition in 2006. Finally, in an 80-day controlled clinical study conducted among older subjects from age 60 to 86, researchers at the University of Arizona found both improved markers of immune function and increased blood levels of important antioxidants in the elderly subjects taking Juice Plus fruit and vegetable capsules. This study appeared in the journal Integrative Medicine in 1999. That latter point about antioxidants is especially important because maintaining a healthy immune system can also be related to antioxidant status. Juice Plus fruit and vegetable capsules have been clinically proven in 21 separate published peer-reviewed studies to significantly increase blood levels of important antioxidants and other plant nutrients in as little as 28 days. To summarize, the human immune system is our frontline defense against external invaders, unhealthy substances, and other stimuli. And there is broad scientific evidence that plant-based nutrition from fruits and vegetables helps support the immune system. There is specific scientific evidence from more than 20 years of clinical research on Juice Plus and from 4 published peer-reviewed clinical studies that the added nutrition of Juice Plus fruit and vegetable capsules helps support the immune system.
Fantastic. Yes, so our product as well as fruits and vegetables in general, would help to support your immune system. And if you're watching us on any platform, please get in touch with the person whose platform you're watching on if you want to find out more information about our products and about our health and wellness journeys. And if it's something that resonates with you, then by all means either get in touch with us, either on Lena's page, my page, or any other page that you are watching on. And health is wealth, as we say. So Lena, are you back there? Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. So the immune system, it's a very important part of our well-being, and there's no better time than during the COVID when everybody got suddenly educated about how important the immune system was, wasn't it? Lena, let me come back to you about your health journey now. How is your son now, and how is your current state of your health journey? How are you doing now?
My son is thriving. He is perfectly fine. We go every 6 months or so to I don't know if you guys know Brompton Hospital, if anyone knows. We do sleep studies.
Yes.
Sleep apnea is still, I guess, in remission, they would call it. He's not sleeping on a machine. Logan is never sick. Never. As in, before, every single month, he was on antibiotics. Every single month, steroids for a good first 2 years of his life, which the side effects of that and what they do to your immune system is it's not good at all. So Logan's been fine for the past 7 years, really healthy. And me, myself, I was absolutely amazing. And as I said to you, when I got pregnant for my second son, my 4-year-old, I think things then reversed a bit in terms of, let's say, my weight. I was unfortunately one of those people who gained quite a lot of weight. I actually gained like 7 stone in my second pregnancy.
Okay.
7 stone. I'm talking like 100 pounds, right?
Yeah.
a bit, your head is, oh, my head is cut. Sorry, I need to tilt the camera. Sorry. Yeah, sorry, thank you. Oh, no, someone sent me a message saying they couldn't see me because the camera is tilted up. So I gained quite a lot of weight in my second pregnancy. I had my son. Unfortunately, I also suffered with postnatal depression. So after having my second son, it was really, really hard. You wouldn't see on the outside, apart from the physical of I was very large. I got up to a size 22. My knees hurt. My blood pressure started shooting up again. I started to have blood pressure problems because I neglected myself. I won't lie to you guys, you know. I neglected myself in terms of nutrition and everything. I wasn't consistent with the products. I wasn't consistent with the thing I was eating. So I was kind of just there, just trying to get through the pregnancy, trying to get through having the baby. You can imagine.
So was that basically due to like that you were having a baby? Because, you know, I know you ladies, when it's time to have a baby, your your wires are going in different frequencies.
The hormones were all over the place. The hormones were all over the place. And one thing I want to touch on, because obviously I've touched on the pregnancy, as much as I'm saying, okay, I gained 7 stone in my pregnancy, it was the healthiest pregnancy I've ever had. When I was pregnant with my first son, I was high risk. I had diabetes during my pregnancy. I had to have emergency C-section. I was in and out of hospital. My second pregnancy, whilst I was taking the products, as much as I gained all that weight, it's the first time that I actually was not a high risk, regardless of the weight. I had no medical problems. In fact, they checked me 4 times. I had to go for the diabetes test, which is not easy when you're pregnant. You can't eat for 24 hours or something stupid, because they couldn't understand how I was, the weight that I was, considering my previous pregnancy on records. I had diabetes, so they were waiting for it. So I had the healthiest pregnancy. The baby was growing. There was no stress issues. With Logan, I was constantly in and out of hospital doing stress tests. You know, I was underweight with my first son, funny enough. He was not growing at the rate he should have. He was underweight. He was a very tiny baby. Whereas with my second pregnancy, having been on juice bars for, at that point, about 3.5 years, he was not overweight, but he was very healthy. He was a big baby, no problems. I had no problems as well. And having had him, my recovery, I had, again, an emergency C-section. It was on a Monday. I was home by Tuesday evening. Logan, I had an emergency C-section. I was in hospital for 2 weeks. As in my I'm not making any claims, but I swear to God, guys, those capsules saved me. As in, those of you guys who've been here with me that long in terms of the business, and I know some of you on the call, you saw me 3 days after giving birth with my baby at an event with a C-section. Most women after a C-section, you can't even move, right? And I felt fine. I healed fine. So for me, I'm a big advocate for the products pre, during, and after. And I remember speaking to my midwife about me taking the capsules during pregnancy. It was a new experience. And she was like, oh my God, omegas, folic acid, not even folic acid. She said folate. She was like, these are incredible. Yes, take them. These are amazing. But
that's what I was going to ask you. Yeah. That what is it? You know, I wasn't actually just mentioning. I was going to ask you, what is it? You know, with our products that is not only good for the mother but also so with our omegas, pregnancy is what, for you women anyways, one of those delicate things that people don't always want to take stuff,
anything,
so what would you say about that?
So I think because obviously I'd been taking the products at that point for probably about 3.5 years, I absolutely loved them, and I had to ask, because I was like, I don't want to stop the products. They make me feel amazing. I knew the research is just fruits and veg. I know they're not going to do anything to my baby, but of course, when you're in the care of the medical field, I had to ask her, and she also did her research. And the one thing, the reason I brought it up to her is because I was like, you guys keep telling me about folic acid, take the pregnant care, take the omegas in terms of the baby's brain development. This is what I've got that is not processed. It's not manufactured. It's not man-made. It's actually natural. There's no risk of mercury. If you know about omegas, you know, you take our 7Cs, omega-3s, whatever you take out there, it's actually the fish oils. Fish are exposed to a lot of mercury, which causes a lot of issues within our bodies as humans, whereas our capsules, they bypass the fish, they've gone straight to what the fish eat. So it's a very different thing. So when I brought that to her, she was like, this is fantastic, because with the folic acid, you definitely need it, but this is folate. So someone just said folate is naturally occurring folic acid, right? Perfect. Yeah. And then obviously you've got the omegas, which are very powerful in terms of the baby's brain development. So she was like, please take the products, keep taking them. You know, I made a personal choice with the support of my healthcare team to stop taking the pregnant care that I had taken from the beginning and just carry on. So my whole pregnancy, I would say 8 months of it was just me taking the Juice Plus products, and my baby was so healthy. My delivery was so smooth. The recovery was amazing. My son, who is now 4, is just, I call him my Juice Plus baby, because he's never sick. He's just full of energy. He's healthy. He's absolutely amazing. And I really put that back down to the nutrition, because what I went through with my first son when he was born, even before we knew about his sleep apnea, he was just a little tiny, sickly baby. You know, I didn't have the same knowledge about nutrition in terms of what I put into my body also affects my DNA. Let's forget just pregnancy as in the physical body. The DNA that I carry is being passed on to my child. So those are things that he's going to have to now deal with. I didn't have all that knowledge, whereas the second time round, having started the products, done my research, spoke to the professionals, the health professionals, my son, Professor, is never sick. My 4-year-old has never been sick in 4 years. We're talking, he goes to nursery, he might have a little sniffle here and there, nothing at all. Thank you so much, Gladys, for talking about this. Yes, mercury can harm the fetus. I didn't want to go too technical, but mercury is a serious thing. You know, it does affect us. It affects our children, especially in terms of pregnancy. So a lot of people don't know this, but you know, I didn't have any of those issues with my second pregnancy and a lot of people thought I was crazy for just solely taking Juice Plus, but it's fruits and veg, you know, and I thank God for the midwife that I had who took the time to do the research and said to me, fantastic, because there is also a lot of health professionals out there who are not, maybe they don't have the time, or it's just they've got their own opinions where they won't do the research into certain things, or you know, nutritional value aspect of it, and just brush it off, tell you no, don't take anything. So my midwife, absolutely incredible.
Well, it's the fear of the unknown, really, isn't it? You know, and like you said, because they don't have the facility or the time to do the research that we've done, you know, therefore, because they don't know, it's best to put the patient at a safe, what they class as a safe area, and they say, well, just take this or don't take that, and dismiss it completely, you know. But yeah, it's fantastic that, you know, that actually worked really, really well for you. And a friend of mine once said, you know, and I said to her that I'll continue to use this strapline because it's very, very apt, you know, and that is, you know, if you cannot eat it, then supplement it.
Exactly.
You know?
Bridge that gap. It's so
bridge that gap, you know, and, you know, 30 varieties of fruit, vegetables, and berries and omegas, you know, surely you can't go wrong, you know, so that's fantastic. Lena, we're going to bring it to a close, but before we do, I need you to summarize it for us.
Sure.
I know there are some of our audience that probably will still be sitting on the fence, right? You know, we're not here to put anybody to either buying our products, but we do like the fact that, you know, people should now be more aware of of being healthier, so to speak, you know. And of course, you know, yes, our supplements and our plant-based nutritional program would help, you know, a little bit further. What would you say is even if you can summarize it to your top 3 tips that you would give our audience today, male and female?
Yeah.
About nutritional health and of course balancing it with our product. What would you say?
Someone said the time's gone too quickly. Bring her back.
Well,
it's a very long story.
I guess
we might need a part two.
I think that means that our audience are enjoying you. That we need to bring you back at some point.
No, do you know what I would say to anyone who's watching? If you're skeptical, don't be ignorant, right? Because health, as you heard Bossman AJ say from the beginning, health is wealth. And this is just a snippet of my story. As I've told you, I had a bit of a struggle with my second pregnancy. Guys, I was able to lose last year, I was able to lose 100 pounds in 9 months. Now we're talking weight loss. I went from a size 22 and I'm now a size 10. So when I was talking to you guys about gaining so much weight, of course you can't see it on my face because I've now lost it again, right? And I've maintained it for the whole of this year. But if we put weight loss aside, do you know what made me get to that point where I was like, oh my God, I have to do something. It wasn't by choice. My body forced me. I nearly lost my life, guys. My body was falling apart. I ended up with something called necrosis of the stomach, which is gangrene of the stomach. I was basically killing myself with food, the junk food that I was eating, right? The nonsense that I was putting in my body, the toxins I was pumping my body with, until I collapsed one day and ended up having to be rushed into surgery at the age of 30, where they've told me, you've got 48 hours to live. Who do you want to call? Because I had refused surgery. They said to me, we need to investigate. The scans were doing, the x-rays, all of this is coming up. There's a black mass in your stomach. Something is not right. We don't know what to do. It's spread. It was very actually critical. And this is something that for me, I thought happened over time like that. This was those years of me neglecting my health and myself. So at the age of, I was 30 when they told me this. Olivia, you know this. Yeah. Olivia knows this because I was dying. A lot of the team who, my close team members knew this. They told me, call your husband. This is in the middle of COVID, guys. I didn't have COVID. Because I thought, it's COVID. Even my husband who called the ambulance, it must be COVID symptom. It was nothing to do with COVID. I've not had COVID. And they said to me, who do you want to call? Because we're giving you 48 hours before you will not make it. My husband's in the car park. They're not letting him into the hospital because of COVID restrictions. They said, call your children, call your mom. Until I was like, wow, if it's that serious, take me in. And they said to me, when we take you into surgery, we don't know if we can save your stomach. You might come out with a bag. You might not come out, we might have to remove your whole stomach because they said it's 0.111. I remember even asking Olivia, have you heard of this? Necrosis. We were all on Google. What is necrosis? It's like 0.000 people in the world who have ever had something like this. Gangrene of the stomach. I thank God every single day that I woke up and I still had my stomach intact. They were able to remove the mass, but I was put on a strict diet. And what made me really laugh when they showed me this diet in terms of my stomach and, digestion and gut health. If we'll do another Zoom, because me, I'm a gut health warrior now because of what I've been through. Your gut is everything, guys. Everything starts from the gut. Whether it's mental, whether it's energy, everything is your gut. So when they showed me this diet strict plan I'm supposed to be on, guess what it was? Exactly the Juice Plus Detox 2 weeks plan. Pretty much. It was the same principles. And I was like, hold on a minute. Isn't this the same thing that I did like how many years ago to have lost that 4 stone? What is wrong with me? I've had it here, right here, and I've not taken advantage of it. I could have lost my life from something as simple as the food that I put in my body. I was blown away, and I remember showing the consultant. At this point, I'd gone private. My husband was like, we're going private because we don't know what's wrong with you. And the consultant was like, Lena, yes, do that plan because it's the same principles. At this point, I got diagnosed with non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, toxins in my body, right? At this point, they're telling me, listen, you need to do something. AJ, before we lock off, I don't know if you mind me just quickly sharing my screen
Okay.
To show you guys, because I'm just talking and you're looking at my face, and that's okay, but I just want to show those of you on Facebook who maybe you don't really know, I want to show you how serious this got in terms, even stomach fat. Guys, ladies, men, when you're talking about stomach fat, forget the physical, superficial aspect of it. Oh, I want to wear my dress and my stomach's poking out. My consultant really educated me on what stomach fat actually does to you and what it shows you. So I'm going to show you this video of myself that I made, I don't even know when, but this is the level that I was at. Let me just start it again. I'm going to turn off. That was me, right? That was me. Look at that. That's my stomach. And I would invest time to get the stomach, you know, the wraps and the control pants, and package myself so that no one sees the level of what my stomach was at. But I didn't know that, forget the weight aspect of that. That was a signal that something is not right with me internally. If you're carrying so much stomach fat, guys, we're talking about liver disease, right? We're talking about a lot of health conditions if you carry a lot of stomach fat. And I was forced. This is not something that I chose. If you tell me people ask me all the time, what was your motivation? If I waited for motivation, I'll probably be dead right now, guys. My body, and I thank God every single day that my body shut down to that point where I thank God for my husband. He saved me. He was at home that day and called the ambulance. There was no motivation. So when I say to people, prevention is better than cure, at the age of 32 now, every single day, I'm so grateful. You know, if my son smiles at me, for me to get up, when I walk, my house is 3 stories. When I walk up the first step, I'm like, yeah, I feel good. There's no pain. I'm here, I'm alive. I would have missed out on all of this. When this happened, my youngest one, he was 1 year old. He was only 1. I was on video call before I'm being wheeled into the operating room. I couldn't even talk. I was in agony. And I didn't know if I was going to wake up and see him. So when we're coming here and talking to you about this product, nobody is here. There's no way nobody will be this passionate because, oh, we're trying to scam you or just want your money. This is actually an epidemic, especially in the communities that we are in, guys. This is an epidemic. Don't just sit there and they tell you you are diabetic and you just now pop the medication. How are you helping yourself? Everything can be prevented with nutrition. Everything. What you put in your body is how your body responds to it.
Absolutely.
Look after yourself. I don't care what age you are. I'm only talking to you at the age that, because I used to think some of the things that I was going for, it's old people diseases. Oh, old people have those issues. And as my friends now, they're like, Nina, you're so extra, you're so much, until they know what I've gone through. And those who've seen what I've gone through, as you've heard, like from Sister Olivia on here, certain people who saw what I went through with my health understand why I just celebrate value, and I will never ever stop telling people about this product, because fruits and vegetables saved my life. 30 varieties, in fact 47 varieties, because I would have a shake, that's 17. I have the capsules, that's 30, that's 47. On top of my omegas, it saved my life. And that's where I was so humbled and grateful to come and talk on here, because this is a Zoom call talking about health. I'm showing you the weight loss aspect because sometimes people need to see that shock factor. Yeah. That was my before. But imagine physically, if you're looking like that, what's happening internally? My consultant told me your organs cannot function with the amount of fat around them. Because once you start to physically see the fat, can you imagine what's going on? My liver could not function. My liver was enlarged. It was so enlarged, they told me when they went in, they struggled to even access my stomach. I didn't even know the liver is above the stomach. I learned anatomy after my... I didn't even know all of that. I was like, maybe I should just get my PhD in anatomy at this point, because this is where I've got to. Guys, wake up.
Lena, we're going to...
You can do this. That would be my last message to you guys is... just step up, try. There's nothing wrong with trying. Get yourself on these products, follow the nutrition plan, and just see how you feel, because you never know what's going on internally. And I wouldn't wish what I went through on my worst enemy, but I'm here, I'm thriving, and I absolutely love these products. There's not a single day I go without taking my capsules. Not that I restrict myself. I'm not hungry. I'm not starving. I still enjoy my meals. I still eat my Ugandan food. I still, there's alternatives. There's a way that you can maneuver around this where food is not controlling you. Especially for me personally, in the African community that I'm in, food is everything. Yeah. People feel like, oh, you're this private. Come on. Your health is worth so much more than that. So that will be my last message. Is just to share a bit of my story in terms of what I've gone through. I still go through because it's a maintenance thing, but I've been mission the whole year. My liver is normal size, diabetes, pre-diabetes, my sugar levels are fine, my cholesterol is fine, high blood pressure is fine, my skin is fine, my energy.
And you look radiant too. You look radiant. So yeah,
I feel amazing every day, and I'm gonna hold on to that. And I want everyone to feel as incredible as I feel every single day, internally and externally.
You know what, Linda? Right? And here's the thing. Okay, I know we're over time, so
I'm so sorry.
We will have to permit. We need to let this people need to hear this. Even though we're over time, when the parents start doing the right thing, it's only a natural effect that the children would follow.
Exactly.
So we're not just doing it for ourselves. We're doing it for our children as well. And I can see that people are asking for part 2, so it looks like we might have to bring you back.
We'll do a part
another time.
Well, there's another side of it, so yeah, we're more than happy to.
Listen, I want to give you the biggest thank you for actually taking our call, accepting our invitation. You're a real star, you're a real gem, amongst leaders, in our business, and of course for everyone else out there as well. Guys, you've heard it, and this is her story. I wanted her to share her story. I refused to actually hear her story before the event because I wanted it to be as fresh when you're hearing it as I was actually as well. And fantastic story it is indeed. And this is not to impress you because what you're seeing is a finishing product. You guys haven't seen what the challenges that she's actually gone through. And the good thing about that is when somebody else has gone through what you're going through, now you can jump on board and take it from that point onwards and do something about it. Right. So that's the whole purpose of this event. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to bring it to an end on Facebook, on any other social media that you're actually watching us from. I am so excited. I could go all night with this, but I know. Yeah. So again, thank you very much, Lena. Thank you very much, Facebook. And like I said, health is wealth. Okay, this may not be for you. You might be very healthy, right? But you might know somebody that would need to hear this. So by all means, please just share the video, with anyone else that you feel
please
that
don't be selfish.
That you think that you actually need to hear this. And by the way, if there's a part 2, of course we'll bring Lena back to to give us a part 2. So my name is AJ Lawrence. Our company is Juice Plus. We're a nutritional plant-based nutritional company, and our mission is just to make sure that we continue to promote a healthy living around the world. So, ladies and gentlemen, on Facebook and social media, we're going to bid you good night, and we're going to go back in house just for our audience in house to be able to say thank you to our special guest tonight. So, good night, Facebook, and we'll see you some other time.
Thank you, everybody, for watching us.
Good night. Okay.